Good afternoon, all. I hope you guys can hear me and see my screen well. Can someone confirm?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Isaac bhai, were you able to find your resources?
Yeah, sir. Actually, I from my laptop, I logged into different accounts, so
I
that's
saw
what
that.
I.
You used your
Yeah,
Gmail ID.
yeah. Yes.
So I hope that is resolved, right?
Yeah. Result.
Okay. Waiting for others to join so we can start. Meanwhile, if you guys have any questions, any issues, feel free to ask. And guys, I sent a link 30 minutes ago just to conduct a small session if anyone has recording. Uh, so I didn't see many people joining that. If you have question, if I'm giving you some time, if you have bandwidth, please do join. We can discuss our questions over there. I mean, that time you can share your screen or you can show it to me. What error are you facing? I can repeat some practical for you in those sessions. In these sessions, these are being recorded. I see many people are here. So if you have not understood one thing, repeating that one thing only for one person, it's sort of wasting others' time. So that is the reason I keep those sessions. जहाँ पर अगर if you have any issues, you can ask me. Those are not even being recorded. और वहाँ पर किसी का कोई डाउट नहीं होगा, वो पर्सन वैसे ही नहीं आएगा. So it won't be a waste of time for them, and that is obviously other than your regular classes time. So I only saw I sent a link and after no one joined, after 20 minutes, I guess Nelson joined, but by the time I unmute myself, he also left. So make sure guys, whenever I send the link, and if you have time only, obviously, if you're busy with something, some office work, something, you won't be able to join. I understand that. But if you have doubts, because if you call me or if you send me a screenshot, I will be able to answer, but you will not be able to understand it properly. But when I am keeping these sessions, separate sessions for doubt, so you'll be able to share your screen. I will be able to share some articles. I'll be able to share my screen. It will be easier for you to understand and get your doubts clear. Okay, I see still people are joining. So we'll wait for a minute and then we'll start with new topics. Meanwhile, do you guys have any questions on topics which we discussed last session, which we discussed in last session? By the way, in this OneNote, guys, where it is, we have Azure section, not the DevOps one. I'm talking about the Azure section, the one which is related to you. On this one, sorry, I have created a new page, which is this one, January batch questions and tasks. So here I have old questions also, which I gave in first session, second session, and this is the latest one in last session. And the task which I have been assigning, that I'm adding here also, right? So it will be easier for you to go ahead and perform those tasks again. It will be easier for someone who is joining late. Like today we have Hussein joining us. That's from today he's joining. So he's not sure about the previous task. So I have created a page here. I have added a page here where we have all the questions and the task which we have been completing. This is useful for new people also and for you also, that if you want to go ahead and perform the old task, if you have some time, you want to practice but don't know what to do, you can pick one of these tasks. This will keep increasing. Now, as and when I assign some tasks to you, I'll keep it adding. So this will increase a lot. Same questions we have here also with answers, but this is I'm going in the sequential order, what we discuss in our sessions, and based on sessions, whatever questions I'm giving it to you. So in last session, I gave these many questions to you. So I hope all of you are ready with answers. Yes, guys, did you read it? Did you not read it? Did you understand, not understand? What is the status on this one? Anyone who's ready with all the answers? Guys, 1 week. And there are too many questions, trust me. If you keep on skipping these questions here, you will not prepare yourself for the interview. Who can explain what is Azure geography? As of now, you can Read and answer, that is also fine. All of you have the link for this OneNote on your own screen. So who can answer what is Azure Geography? Is anyone? Give it a try, correct, incorrect, that's fine. Or I'll have to pick. Leo, can you answer what is Azure Geography?
Can I try?
Yes.
Let Leo
Shobha,
answer, Shikha. Yes,
Okay.
Leo.
yes. So basically, Azure Geography means where Microsoft Azure has its presence, has its data center.
Right. How many geography do we have? Any idea, a rough idea, Leo?
Well, I'm not sure about the number.
That's okay. No, by the way, no one asked this question. I mean, I've never heard this question in interview. Yes, Shikha, can you answer this question? What is HA? Explain HA. Shikha, can you hear me? You're on mute if you're speaking.
I'm so sorry. So HA is a high availability. It's a feature where we get more servers for one particular application. And if one server gets down, so other servers can still work.
Okay, good. Do we have Nitesh? Nitesh, have you joined? Okay. What is Azure region and how many regions are there? Who could answer that?
I can give a try.
Yes, please, Rishikesh.
So Azure regions are like designed to offer protection against localized disasters with availability zones and protection from regional or large geography disasters with disaster recovery by like making use of another region. And I will say that there are 60 plus region in Azure.
Okay. Answer is correct, but I think this looks like a typical either OneNote answer or notebook or the definition answer. You will not be able to make your interviewer understand. I did not ask about disaster recovery, right? You had some input of, though it is correct. I'm
I
not saying
have
it's incorrect.
merged all the answers
Yes.
in one
So
place.
here I'm looking just what is Azure region? A basic explanation, simple. Who can try? What is Azure region? And how many of them it has been answered already? That is correct. What is Azure region?
It is a set of data centers.
Yes, simple. It is the availability of your data center. It is the presence of your data center. If there is a data center in some region, if there's a data center in some city, that is Azure's region. Simple. पुणे में अगर एक data center है, तो Pune is a region. Clear? I hope you don't have to explain data center. Okay, who can explain what is this question in whole? What is data center? What is availability zone? And what is availability set? Insha, would you like to try?
No, actually, I was not there in previous lectures, so I don't know.
No worries. Amit Sathe. Amit, you're on mute if you're speaking. Ibrahim, would you like to try?
I'm on
Amit,
call with the customer. Today I don't have like I'm in the weekend shift, so I'm working today.
that's okay. That's
So
okay.
meanwhile,
You
I'll
can be on
just,
mute.
just join.
That's okay. Ibrahim, would you like to
Yeah.
try?
Data centers, right?
Data center, availability zone, and availability set. Explain whatever you understand out of it.
Basically, the centers I know a bit. Actually, I was not there in the previous one, but I know data center. Data centers are basically where all the servers are stored, and there are two types of servers. One is fault domain and update domain, the logical and physical domains that we see. This is data center.
Okay, good enough. Muting you. Okay, guys. So this I've just done today, guys. I told you this is not feasible for me to do that, to check every questions, to take every question and answer task. We do check, that is fine. But question and answer, guys, this is your responsibility. I have given the questions. In last sessions, we have discussed the answer in detail, and the answers are here also. It is in the same notepad. So just reading them and preparing yourself with those questions, it is your responsibility. That is something I cannot do on behalf of you. Okay, that has to be very clear. Okay, so questions, whenever I give you guys, please make sure that you read it. Today I'm just doing it just to check that how many of you are reading, how many of you are preparing. Okay, we cannot keep on doing this. This consumes a lot of time. Okay, so the last one is VMSS. Who can answer this? What is VMSS? Isaac, you feeling well? Can you answer?
So anyway, actually I didn't prepare actually due to I was not feeling well since 5 days.
No worries, no worries.
Can I give a try?
No, Leo, it's okay. You already answered one. Yeah, Murtaza, you can try.
Okay. So VMSS is actually known as virtual machine scalability system. It basically helps the user to automatically scale the virtual machines. Let's say if it is kind of a load balancer where the user gets the option to automatically increase or decrease the required numbers of virtual machines depending upon the traffic or the load on the servers.
Yes, almost correct, but it is virtual machine scale set, not scalability system. VMSS is virtual machine scale set. Here it is. It's
Okay.
written in the question itself.
Sorry, I was not seeing that screen. Yeah.
Okay. So let's go ahead, guys, and start. I think most of you have already joined. Okay. So last session we discussed. Okay. Who is there? Last session we discussed Azure geography. Last session we discussed Azure region and how many are there. We saw the map also. We saw the globe which Azure has. We checked the availability zone. What is availability zone? We did not specifically talk about Azure, but I explained it to you that what is an availability zone. Anyone who missed that class, please go ahead and check that. It will be very it will be a time taking process for me to explain it again. We used paint, we drew some diagram and we checked it, right? So we saw what is availability zone. We also checked what is availability set. Again, that wasn't related to Azure. In general, I was just showing it to you what is availability zone and availability set, but it is exactly the same when it comes to Azure, though we are going to see that now on Azure. Then we saw what is HA. HA is your high availability. Having multiple servers for one application, that is your high availability. Not only server, it could be database, it could be anything. Having multiple resources for one application, it's your availability, high availability. So if one server goes down or one database goes down, something happens, one ISP goes down, there should be another way, or there should be another backup should be there, जिसके through आपका application चलता रहे. That is your high availability. VMSS is your virtual machine scale set, as Murtaza explained it correctly. It is nothing but a way using which you can have multiple machines for one particular application, but you don't have to pay for those machines all the time. You can have those machines, those can be a matrix bound. For example, if my RAM exceeds from 90% and it stays there for 10 minutes, then another machine should be there. If my CPU exceeds 80% and stays there for 10 minutes, then I should have another machine. Or it can be time bound also, that every day from 11 to 12 p.m. or 10 to 12 p.m. I instead of 2 servers, my application should have 20 servers. Why? Because maybe that is a peak time. We discussed an example of IRCTC. Normally, if 2 lakh people are hitting that page in whole day, on that Tatkal ticket booking timing from 10 to 12, 2 lakh more people will, so it will be almost double. 4 lakh people would be hitting that website. Then website becomes slow. So it could be a time bound or it could be a metrics bound thing. But that is your virtual machine scale set. So is it clear to everyone till here? Anyone who did not understand? Okay. These questions, guys, please discuss. I'm not going back to these questions. Otherwise, we'll be back to square one. Okay. Start reading answers, start explaining it to someone. Maybe let's say you're practicing in group. If not, read it aloud, and then only you will be able to answer these in your interview. Okay. So let's go ahead and now discuss the same things, but in terms with Azure. Azure geography, we have already discussed, right? What is cloud and everything, we have done this. This infrastructure public, we have done this. So we're done with these questions. What is Azure? All of you know. Architecture component, we have completed. Okay, Active Directory is still pending. We are leaving it as of now. We'll do that later. Billing and everything, that's fine. That we are going to do. Resource group, all of you know what is a resource group. We have had a detailed discussion on this one, right? How the hierarchy follows. If you have some sort of access on resource group, will that inherit on your resources or will it inherit on your subscription? We have discussed it in detail. ARM template yet to discuss. Okay, so let's start from here. Now, what is Azure geography? We have already discussed Azure geography. Now, what is Azure region? In last session, we discussed. Here, I am again explaining it to you in a better manner. Okay, Azure region, it is nothing but a set of data centers that are connected through a dedicated low latency. Now, what do you understand by this? Can anyone explain or elaborate this sentence? I'm asking you because we have already done this. In last session, we discussed. Yes, guys, anyone? If,
Can I
yeah.
go?
Yeah.
Murtaza. Okay, so low latency network means that let's say if I'll give an example of a game. Let's say if I'm playing a game whose server are located in US. So when I connect to those servers, I'll get a ping of around, let's say 300 ms or 400 ms. But in terms of if those servers were available in India, those ping would drop substantially between 30, 40 to 70 ms.
What is MS?
Um, Microseconds, I guess.
No.
I don't know the exact full form for that.
That is the reason I asked. Guys, do not ever use any terminologies which you're not sure of. Do not give any example in your interview which you're not sure of. You're giving your interviewer a chance to cross question on that, and if you don't know that, gives very bad impression. So only use those terms which you can explain well. That what is the benchmark of MS? What kind of speed would you consider it is a good speed? So do not use any example, though the answer is correct, Murtaza. Fine, I'll explain it now. Okay, this is, let's say this is a city, Pune. This is Chennai, Hyderabad. We are just talking about India geography as of now. Okay, so in this city, Pune, and there could be many cities. Okay, but I'm taking only those cities जहाँ पर Azure का ये है. Let me create one. Okay. So now here there are 4 cities. We are talking about India's 4 cities. Are all of these are Azure region? Can I call them Azure region? I cannot. Why not? Azure region will be called only that city or that place where the data center of Azure is there. Even if this is a single data center or multiple data centers, if it is there, then it will be called Azure region. So in Pune, we have Azure data center. Even if it is one building, and now I hope by now you guys are clear what is data center, right? I don't have to explain what is data center. Anyone who has issues or who has issues with understanding data center understanding? Yes, guys, anyone? I'm just representing it with DC. Normally they write DC to data center. Okay, so even if one data center is there, one building is there in some particular city, that will be named or that will be called as Azure region. Is it clear? Is this point clear to everyone? So how many regions do we have now in India? Looking at this paint diagram, how many can you claim? How many regions do we have?
3.
3 regions. Okay. Can I have availability set feature in all 3 data centers?
Yes.
What is availability set? Can someone explain again in detail? I told you guys, you need to know those concepts. Now everything is interlinked. Yeah, sorry, someone was trying.
Yeah, Fatima here. It's a set of servers from different data centers.
From different data centers.
Or
So then
different region.
anyone else would like to try? We'll come to this,
I'll
whether this
try.
was correct or no.
I'll
Yes.
try. Sohail bhai.
Hmm.
Having similar types of servers in same or different data centers with different I don't know which would be the correct word for this, with different facilities like power, internet services and all would be considered as a data the availabilities.
Okay, a little correction here. Is availability set is nothing. We discussed it in detail. Availability set is nothing but having multiple servers for one application in the one data center. In one data center. Here we are not talking about different data centers. If I have only one data center, is data center mein, let's say there are in this data center there are 300 racks of this one. Let me open another page of printer. Here it is. Let's say now we are talking about Chennai. Okay, so in Chennai region there is one data center. Okay, in this data center we will have, or we could have, numbers are not decided. किसी भी इस data center में I'm just elaborating this data center. Okay, I'm elaborating this center. Chennai is nothing, it's just a region. If Azure has a data center there, then it will be called as a region. Nothing, this is just logical thing. Ultimately जो भी है वो data center ही है. So this is Azure's data center, one data center. In this data center, let's say we have sorry, 900 racks. Okay, now I'm not gonna draw 900 racks here. I'm drawing 9 racks. So in the same data center, guys, I already explained this to you. Now this session is being repeated completely. Go and watch the recording and you'll realize that we have explained this completely. But still, if you don't understand it, there's no point moving forward. But make sure that you do your homework, guys. Otherwise, इस पूरे course को खत्म होने में 6 महीने लग जाएंगे, right? So in one data center, we have 900 racks. Numbers are just imaginary. It could be anything, doesn't have to be equal number, doesn't have to be 900, doesn't have to be thousands, nothing. कुछ भी हो सकता है, शायद 3 ही rack हो. ठीक है, 2 भी हो सकते हैं. It could be anything. Numbers are imaginary. Okay, so let's say that this data center has 900 racks. Now I have divided the same data center, I have divided in 3 parts. It is same data center, guys. I'm still emphasizing on that word. And I have divided this in 3 parts. And now these 3 parts, what I have done here, I've taken the electricity from Tata, ISP from Airtel maybe, electricity from MSCB, ISP from BSNL, MTNL, and it could be anything, electricity from Adani, and ISP from Jio. So the same data center now has 3 segregation within itself. Now, if I want to host an application here, if this is the application I want to host, so, and with the high availability feature, my first server will go here, somewhere here, and on any of these racks. Okay, I'm not being specific that I want only this rack. Anywhere here in these 300 racks के किसी भी server में चला जाए. Second server will be here. Third server will be here. Similarly, fourth server will go here. Fifth server will go here, and sixth server will go here. Now, for one application, I have 6 servers. So suddenly, if something goes wrong with data power, let's say this is gone. Is my application running or not running? Though
It's
ISP
running.
is there, see, though ISP is there, but if the power is not there, is my ISP useful? I understand generator could be there, but we are just taking the example for understanding. Okay, generator, that is a different thing. Generator hota hi hai normally kisi bhi data center mein, but still for your understanding. So my ISP is working, but power has gone. तो सिर्फ ISP से मेरा ये सर्वर चलेगी क्या ये दोनों? No, right? But if these servers are not working, what does it mean? Is my application working or not?
It should work because we have taken the server from the other end, from the other team, like the second slots.
Right. It will definitely work. Why should it? Will definitely work. Why will it work? Because I have another 4 servers here. This electricity, the Tata electricity, it is impacting only these 300 racks. In my servers, out of 6 servers, only 2 are there on those 300 racks. So 300 rack में maybe 3000 servers होंगे. उन 3000 में से कोई 2 server मेरे होंगे. ठीक है? I'm imagining कि वो पूरे 3000 भी down हो गए. Everything is down, including 2 servers of mine. But I still have 2 servers here. I still have 2 servers here. Now imagine यहाँ पर power चला गया और यहाँ पर ISP चला गया. How many servers are down?
4.
4 servers are down, right? Will my application work?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it will still work. Why? Because I have
Because
another
we
set
have to-
which is working. And where is it happening? Is it happening in different data centers or same data center?
Same
Same
data
data
center.
Same data center. So this is called availability set.
Same.
Right? So Murtaza, or whoever answered that same data center or different data center, that is incorrect. Availability set, it is only when it is in one data center. Is it clear?
Yes, Soul bhai.
Okay, now the
Yes,
next
yes.
question. Fine, everything is fine. Your plan looks good to me. What if something happens to this building? This building of yours in Chennai, it is in some area in Chennai. What if something happens in that area? Flood situation or maybe earthquake in that particular area, or if we take Pune's example, that most of you are from Pune. So let's say that this is in Magarpatta. Something happens in that particular area. So is this going to help me? Something happened over there. My data center is in Magarpatta and some earthquake is there in Magarpatta and building got damaged or something and all wires and everything it's gone, or maybe flood like situation. Something is like that. So is it going to help me? Is this availability set going to help me?
No.
No.
Okay, then what do I want? I want
High
another level
availability.
of, yes, another level of availability, high availability, which is another data center in the same region. Again, I'm talking about in the same region. It could be in Pune, but in different location. One is in Hadapsar, so second one is in maybe Hinjawadi, and the third one is in Chakan. I mean, all different areas altogether, which are not connected at all. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि यहाँ पर ये आया है कोई फ्लड आया है, यहाँ पर कोई छोटा सा आपका अर्थक्वेक आया तो पूरा एरिया पूरा पुणे एक साथ कभी ये नहीं होगा. I mean, unless you have a situation like we have in Turkey, right? We have another disaster recovery for that also. That is the reason I pointed out when somebody mixed up the disaster recovery and availabilities on everything. That is a complete different approach we have. We are not talking about disaster recovery as of now. Okay, here we are just talking about the high availability. So this is one kind of high availability which is called availability set. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Now the owner
Yes.
of the application says that this is not good enough for me, because if something goes wrong with this building, my application will be down. So then you say that we have one availability zone feature. In Azure, we have availability zone feature. So this is your Magarpatta DC. I'm calling it DC1. This is your Hinjavadi DC. Let's say you're calling it DC2. And this is your Chakan DC. You're calling it data center 3. It could be anywhere. Okay. We don't have to worry about the location and everything. Now what will happen? The same application. Let's take the same example, same application. What will happen now? One server, when I deploy, it is going here to data center 1. One server will go here. Third server will go here. Similarly, fourth server will go here. Fifth will go here. Sixth one will go here. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Now, if something goes wrong to the complete data center, to the complete data center 1, will my application run?
Yes.
Sorry, did someone says
Yes,
no?
yes. No, sorry. Yes, yes.
That's okay. I am just trying to understand whether your concept is being clear. अभी भी ऐसा लग रहा है कि नहीं no है. So why no? I want to know. Why did you think it's no? If it was a mistake, that's fine.
No,
Sorry.
it's mistake.
So you got it right.
Yes, sir.
Similarly,
Actually, I think the whole Pune region down. That's why I.
Are we
said-
talking about the zone or particular data center?
no. What is the difference between zone and data center? We didn't even talk about zone yet. Don't get confused, guys. I didn't mention zone. I'm still talking about data centers. We didn't
Sorry, I
discuss
joined
anything.
late, so that's
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Don't get confused. As of now, we did not talk about zone. Okay, we are still on data center. So one data center is down in this one availability set. One data center is down, your application is down. In this one, where you have multiple data centers, one data center is down, your application is still running. Which is better in terms of performance? I'm not talking about the monetary. Okay, monetary aspects are different now. We'll discuss that later. You don't even have to discuss that. In fact, that is something another team will take care of that. आप लोगों के पास आ जाएगा कि आपको multiple data centers करना है या क्या करना है. Okay, so which one is better in terms of high availability? Availability set or availability zone? Now we are calling it availability zone. This is your availability zone where you have different data centers. And this is your availability set where you have single data center. So which one is better for high availability?
Availability zone.
Availability zone.
Zone.
Okay, one
AZ.
question, one trick question here. Yeah, don't call it AZ. AZ is just for our reference. In interview, never call it AZ. For here you can, yes, I will understand whenever you say AZ, I'll understand it's availability zone. In your interview, do not use any short forms. Do not give answers in single word. Do not just one word answers. Not at all appreciated in your interviews, guys. Even if you don't know, try to make a statement. If you don't know, whatever you know, make a statement. Don't just give one answer. Even if you're correct, don't do that. Even if you're sure about it that I'm damn correct, this is the answer. Make a sentence out of it. Okay. Now one question, guys. If I'm using availability zone, okay, the same scenario, the one which is there in front of the note in front of you on this MS Paint, consider the same scenario. For one application, I have 9 servers and I have 3 data centers, or I can say 3 availability zones. I'm coming to that explanation. As of now, focus on my question. So here, if I'm using availability zone, am I automatically getting availability set or no?
No, you are not getting availability set.
Why not?
Yes, you are getting.
Yes, we are getting.
I'm like confused now in terms of automating creating it, or you are just talking about the option. Will you get the option of availability set?
No, we're not talking about the portal concepts. I'm talking. Forget what options you get on portal. We are not discussing the portal yet. My question to you here is, now I'm already having three servers on one data center. So do you think I can get availability set here also?
It depends upon the data center. If they have the multiple facilities regarding the power and in the internet, then you will be getting that.
Every data center will have availability set. Every data center will have. My question, simple question here. Don't make it complicated. Guys, in interview questions also, I experienced it in last time's task also. Do not complicate it unnecessary. Okay. If it is a simple question, keep it very simple. If interviewer wants to give a tricky question, he will explain it to you. Don't worry about that. खुद से ही किसी चीज को complicated मत बना लो interview में at least. Okay. Later on अपने practice में you do whatever you want to do. उसमें that is your learning place. Interview is not the place to learn or to do some practical or उस तरह से कुछ भी करने का वो जगह नहीं. Here it's fine, completely fine. In our task, it's completely fine. When you're practicing, that is also completely fine. In your interview, try to be very as simple as possible. So if interviewer is asking something, don't read between the line. Whatever there is there, black and white, utna hi answer kar do. If he wants more, he will definitely ask. He or she will definitely ask. Okay, could you talk about this also? Could you talk about that also? What about that feature? They will ask about it. Talk more. Talk about 2 or 3 ways, but do not make it complicated. Okay. Okay. So the question was that if I am using this feature, is my availability set feature, will I be able to use my availability set feature? With availability zone, can I use availability set? Not talking about, I'm not talking about the portal, guys. Okay, when we go to portal, we will see कि दोनों option एक साथ मिलते हैं या नहीं मिलते. Your answer will be, your question will be answered there. I am talking about the concept. Is your concept clear? That even if I'm using this availability zone, and if I'm using 3 data centers, I can still do this कि ये 3 server को भी क्या करो यार, एक server को जो है ना यहाँ पर, forget Azure, I'm not even talking about Azure, it could be anything, आपका personal भी हो ना, you can do this. Do one thing, एक server को, इस वाले server को यहाँ रखो इस availability set में, and दूसरे server को जो है आप यहाँ पर रखो, and तीसरे server को आप यहाँ पर रखो. Are you getting it? So you're using
Yes.
availability set plus availability zone. कभी नहीं आने वाला interview में. It was just to make your concepts clear. What questions you're gonna get in interview, I have already given you that. Is it clear till here to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So now let's go here and now discuss this availability zone. So I hope that this is very clear to you. Availability zone is nothing but your data centers. You call it data center or you call it availability zone. It's one and same thing. Is this clear to you?
Yes.
आपका जो data center है उसी को हम availability zone बोल रहे थे. So the person who questioned that time, Ramesh, he was correct, but I just didn't want to bring it that time. So this is data center. This is your availability zone. One and same thing. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, out of these, what you see on my screen, how many regions have availability zone feature?
One.
Don't complicate it.
Only
Whatever you see
Pune.
on the screen. The
Only
name,
Pune.
yes. In Azure also, not every region has availability zone. Not every region will have. Now we'll see that in detail. Only 1 minute is left, guys. If you have any questions, please ask. If not, I'll stop the session. We'll join the same session. We'll take a break of 5 minutes and we'll join the same session using the same link. I'll stop the session, guys, if no questions. See you at
Okay.
14:45. Same link.